Hey guys, it's Matt Higgins. So I think we all know why we're here today, because it's time for Season 4, so without any further delay, let's get going. Episodes 1 through 3 focus on the Mon Cala arc, in which the Mon Cala fight the Quarren over the assassination of King Mon Cala. The Quarren people deem Mon Cala Prince Lee Char too young to rule and ally with the Separatists instead. The Separatist attack, led by Riff Tamson, is overwhelming, and the Republic calls upon the Gungan people for aid. Riff Tamson captures both Republic and Gungan forces. The Separatists are reluctant, however, to give the planet back to the Quarren people. By releasing all prisoners, Lee Char is able to win the favor of both the Quarren and the Mon Cala people. Without any allies, the Separatists are overrun, and Riff Tamson is killed by Lee Char. In Episode 4, tensions between the Gungans and the Naboo people flare up again. Boss Leone is heavily influenced by his minister Rish Lu to attack the Naboo people. When Rish Lu renders Boss Leone unconscious, Jar Jar impersonates him and prevents the attack on the Naboo people. Meanwhile, the Separatists invade Naboo, and General Tarpals captures General Grievous. Captain Tarpals dies in the battle, and Anakin chases after Rish Lu, but ends up being lured into a trap and a prisoner exchange, in which Anakin is exchanged for the captured General Grievous. In Episode 5, during a relief mission, C-3PO and R2-D2 end up preventing a poisonous gas leak on the planet of Elene, which would have decimated all life. On their way back from Elene, in Episode 6, C-3PO and R2-D2 come under a surprise attack by General Grievous. R2 and C-3PO use a Y-Wing to escape. After their Y-Wing is damaged, in the midst of planet hopping, the two end up toppling governments, starting droid revolutions, and escaping pirates. They're eventually captured by Separatists and then subsequently freed by General Plo Koon. In Episode 7, in the midst of heavy fighting on Umbara, Anakin is called back to Coruscant, and the 501st Legion is turned over to Jedi General Pong Krell. The clones of the 501st discover that Pong Krell is very condescending towards his clones and has unreasonable expectations. In Episode 8, General Krell orders the 501st to take an Umbaran airbase that would certainly be a suicide mission. The mission that was almost a defeat cost the lives of many of the 501st. In Episode 9, General Krell orders another suicide mission, and several members of the 501st disobey and undertake the mission covertly. Krell discovers the clones' treachery and asks for their execution. After Krell orders an attack on Umbarans supposedly disguised as clone troopers, they attack Krell and end up capturing him after some heavy losses. Krell reveals that he has lost faith in the Jedi and that a dark order is rising. Deemed too dangerous to be left alive, he is executed by the 501st. Anakin, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan are sent to Kiros to investigate the sudden disappearance of an entire colony of people. They discover that the people were sold to Zygerrian slavers. The three of them and Rex end up going to Zygerria, are discovered, and end up finding themselves as slaves. The Zygerrian queen takes a liking to Anakin and takes him as her personal slave. When Dooku arrives on Zygerria to take the prisoners, the queen, who refuses to give up Anakin, is killed. All four of them manage to escape with the help of Jedi General Plo Koon. In Episode 14, Lux Bonteri ends up attracting the attention of the Separatists in his search for justice for the death of his mother. Ahsoka is assigned to protect him, as he intends to use the Death Watch to attack and capture Count Dooku. However, Lux discovers that the Death Watch have a plan of their own, and they end up being captured and nearly executed. In Episode 15, Obi-Wan is sent in undercover as a member of a plot to kidnap Chancellor Palpatine. Along with Cad Bane, Boba Fett, and Moralo Ival, the four of them escape Republic prison and are immediately pursued by Anakin and Ahsoka. The group is able to make it to Sereno, however, and escape the Jedi pursuers. In Episode 17, on Sereno, many of the criminals undergo a series of trials to determine who will make the team to kidnap the Chancellor. The disguised Obi-Wan is able to lead many of them to survival. However, at the very end, when Obi-Wan almost perishes, Cad Bane, who had previously been suspicious of him, saves his life. In Episode 18, the plot is enacted to kidnap the Chancellor on Naboo, but is thwarted by the disguised Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Jedi. In episode 19, Count Dooku has his revenge against the Nightsisters as he orders General Grievous to launch an all-out attack against the witches. When the battle is lost, Mother Talzin disappears and Asajj Ventress finds herself on her own. In episode 20, Asajj Ventress ends up joining a group of bounty hunters led by Boba Fett, and they undertake a dangerous mission. After several disagreements on the mission, Asajj Ventress ends up leaving the group. In episode 21, we find Savage Opress on the hunt for Darth Maul. Savage tracks Maul to Lotho Minor, where he finds him with spider legs and in a deranged mental state. In episode 22, the two return to Mother Talzin, who restores Darth Maul's sanity as they pursue Obi-Wan Kenobi with a vengeance. Meanwhile, Asajj Ventress learns of a bounty on Savage Opress's head and pursues him. Asajj, Maul, Opress, and Obi-Wan end up colliding. To fend off the attacks by Opress and Maul, Obi-Wan ends up finding himself having to make an unlikely alliance with Asajj Ventress. So that's going to do it here for this video, guys. Make sure to leave a like if you like this video, leave any comments if you have any questions, and other than that, have a great weekend, and may the Force be with you always.